All right. This is a very exciting day because we have the brand new Groove Synthesis Third Wave 8M in the studio. Let's unbox this. What do you think, Ruffles? You want to review the box? So the original Third Wave, as you probably know, unless this is your first video on my channel, is one of my favorite synthesizers that I've ever had the pleasure of reviewing. So I've been super excited for a long time when they announced that they were making a smaller, cheaper, and 8-voice model. Wow, here we go. The Third Wave 8M. What do you think, Ruffles? He has no interest in the synth. He just wants to go inside the cardboard box. All right, buddy. There it is. Ruffles, what do you think? You want to take off the plastic with me? Nah, he has literally zero interest in anything except for the cardboard box this came in. Let's go jam on this thing. Okay, so before we jump onto the front panel and hear the synth, just a couple quick notes. Firstly, Groove Synthesis did send me this Third Wave 8M, so that's why the sponsored tab is clicked, but they're not paying me to say anything. The way that I keep this channel going is through the sale of my synthesizer packs, including my 3 packs for the Groove Synthesis Third Wave, which are confirmed to work on the 8M. You can check those out in the description below, and thank you so much if you buy any of those packs or anything else off of my store, or stream my music, or like and subscribe. It all helps the channel, and let's get started. Here we are on the beautiful front panel of the brand new Third Wave 8M. Now I'm super excited to do this first look, and this is really the first time I'm ever playing this synth. I've got it being controlled here by the original Third Wave, which you can see for reference is the same color of blue, the same style of knobs. Really, everything feels exactly the same. Notably, the biggest difference is that the screen on the 8M, I was not expecting it to be so much bigger. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but this thing looks fantastic. The very first sound you get when you fire on the instrument sounds like this. It's cool to see that some of them are different from the factory patches I know from the Third Wave, but some of them are the same. We've also got the really high quality onboard sequencer here. Got a Vince Clarke style patch here, where we can change the patterns. Play over top of it. The 8M ships with factory samples because, as we know, you may not know this actually, but the Third Wave can now support playing samples. We've got drums. Let's do a sequence for this. Right, like pretty cool. The Third Wave 8M, I can tell right off the bat, like I don't know anything about how to use this. I haven't read the manual. It's super intuitive because they have the same great UI as the Third Wave, where every time you touch something, it goes immediately to that menu. And let's actually jump into making a patch from scratch, because I think that's the best way to really understand if the workflow and sound of a synth is for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and initialize a program here. I'm actually just gonna record a quick sequence so you can tell here. Let's see if I can figure out the sequencer. And just like that, I mean, that's a good intro to the sequencer. I'm obviously not using it to the most of its abilities, like we have parameter recording. But let's go ahead and go through some of these different wavetables. So I'm just gonna solo oscillator 1, and as you can tell, these vintage PPG wavetables have such an interesting sound to them, and each one is a 64-step wavetable, right? And we get really, really powerful here, right? We can do stuff like, let's see how we access FM. Actually, I don't know how to access FM. Well, you know, it's a real first impressions. We'll go ahead and now bring to one of our other wave types. We've got modern wavetables. And you can absolutely load and record your own. And then, if that weren't enough, we have a really quality virtual analog section. Gotta love pulse width modulation. Let's go ahead and assign an LFO to this. So, oscillator destination. There's probably a quicker way to do this. But again, not bad for literally just pulling this out of the box, right? This is also a good time to show you one of my favorite features about the third wave, which is the circuit drift. So glad they included this as well. And the free running analog oscillators. So if we go back to our LFO, let's change it to a saw. Let's go back there. If we go ahead and we put it into full circuit drift, it behaves just like the vintage knob would on like a Prophet or Oberheim synthesizer. So I find about like 84 works there. Let's blend in a second oscillator. Let's combine this one with a sample. So like I mentioned, we've got samples. Oh, that's so good. I almost just want to use that. That's really cool too. Ooh, kalimba. What if we put it up an octave? Bring back our other one. Also, I just figured out how to do FM. There's a dedicated FM knob. That's actually sweet because that was one of the features I used the most on the regular third wave, and it's great to see it not hidden in a menu. We're basically modulating oscillator 1 by 2. That's so cool. One thing about the third wave, and we'll get to the filter next, you've definitely got to be careful, and same with the 8M, about making sure you don't overload the mixer. Like you can if you want that clipped sound, but the way the synth is designed is that the total of all 3 oscillator levels should be right around 100 if you want the cleanest, kind of most pure sound possible. Now, why might one be interested in the third wave if you can do a lot of the same things with maybe some other wavetable or sample-based VSTs, and that is the analog circuitry. The analog filters in particular, in my opinion, are some of the best. Same filters as on the beautiful Prophet 5, Prophet 10, which we just reviewed. Turn off resonance compensation so it's more authentic, but we've got that resonance comp if you don't like your bass dropping out either. I'm gonna stop my sequence here. Wow. I'm turning the FM down a little bit because that's crazy. Let's play with our ADSR here. Wow, this is just really intuitive. Like again, guys, I've never even read the manual for this. I've just used the original third wave and I'm just kind of breezing through this. This is awesome. Let's make a nice extended pad. Absolutely loving this big screen, by the way, with the filter envelope shape. Changing the sample here. We'll do FM another time. Let's do a PPG wave for this last one actually. Each oscillator has a wave envelope as well as all these additional 1, 2, 3, 4 envelopes and all the LFOs you could want. This wave envelope, what it does, there you go. I didn't realize it was off by default. So now we can see it's following this is so intuitive, guys. It's following the exact shape that I am making it do, which is like a super complex LFO, right? So if we go up again and then down, we've got like this crazy complex one key. And every time we change it, this works on every single wavetable. Absolutely beautiful. We can also look at our wavetable of display if we want to see where in the wavetable we are. Okay, I'm already like wishing that the original third wave had this big screen, I'm not gonna lie. That's only one of our oscillators. Let's bring back our PWM one. Bring back our sample. Very cool. We've only been looking at the analog filters so far. Which, how good does that sound? Full stereo spread. Beautiful. But we also have a digital state variable filter, which is really, really cool. You can use it just as a second low pass filter if you want 2 resonant peaks. You can turn it into a notch. Turn it into a bandpass filter. Next LFO we're gonna send to, and you can see there's just so many destinations here. You can send to the state variable cutoff amount. Make it a little bit less wide. And now we're getting this like SEM modulation. So cool, right? Make this one free running. We'll do one more LFO here. There's 4 LFOs, right? You have so much stuff to play with. We'll make this one go to the master frequency. And we'll make this one mono. So it's just kind of some basic vibrato. Crazy. Okay, perfect. And then this is a great place to show you the effects. So let's see if I can figure that out. So we get 2 effects per part. And remember, this is a multi-timbral synth. You have 2 parts, 8 voices total, but we're just looking at 1 part right now. So 8 voices, 2 effects, and the effects are really solid on this. Let's add some bucket brigade delay. Lovely. For our next effect, effect 2, it's already right there what I want, the super plate reverb. In fact, I'm actually just gonna turn off Bucket Brigade just so you can hear how solid this reverb is. Let's turn down that wavetable a little bit so it's more of just a little detail. I know I'm spending a long time on this patch for a first impression, but this is really what I like about the third wave, is it really is this kind of synth that you can lose yourself in patch creation. And if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, I can absolutely say the 8M did not cut any corners in that respect. All the same features are here. Wow. Doesn't need this. Let's do like a... little bit of distortion. Wow. Gorgeous, right? Last thing, I figured out where the mod matrix is. We have a full mod matrix. Now, I believe you should be able to, yeah, there you go, source assign. So for example, we could assign something like oscillator 2, right, for some cool FM. Let's actually do oscillator 1. So we'll go back to mod, source assign, oscillator 1. And then destination, let's assign it to the low pass filter here. Amount. How do I do the amount here? Oh, there we go. It's a little counterintuitive for me. Full filter FM, right? These oscillators run at a high enough quality that we can get these dusty, fluttery effects. Absolutely amazing, right? So I'm just gonna save this program here. And just like that, we've saved an amazing patch, but it gets even cooler because we have two-part multitimbrality. So now, with the press of a button, right? So cool. Throw it in stereo. And that, my friends, is where I will wrap up this patch. However, before we go, I want to show you the brand new sampling feature. Again, this is really more of a bonus feature. It's not a dedicated sampler. It's a really powerful synthesizer that can also happen to be a sampler. I've got a patch loaded into the folder, and it's a stereo piano. So now, what this is going to do, it's going to tell you we're out of space. We're going to overwrite the existing samples that it came loaded with. Don't worry, you can get those back. And now we have a stereo piano. You can hear there the voice stealing. This is probably where we're gonna hear the limitations of the 4 voices per part the most on acoustic instruments, so just keep that in mind. If you really like bitimbral patches, I'd maybe go for the full version and save a little bit more for the full desktop version, but it's still super cool that just like this on a synth, we can load a binaural stereo piano. Let's do one more. And here's a patch I made. So shameless plug, this is going to be from my brand new third wave sampling sound set, volume 3. If you felt like I talked too much in this video, then definitely check out one of these videos where I'm just demonstrating the sound of the third wave, because I've tested it. This sounds identical to the full-sized model. So if you just want to hear what it sounds like and hear some of my patches that might encourage you to go pick them up, then you can click on either of those links. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.